Tay marker Jurassic World Rebirth, guys. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela Kelly.
This is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in to this time on our movie review. And I do want to apologize, guys. I know it's been of a delay with us and everything, so I do apologize on that part. We saw this movie on Monday, Tuesday, and then I was busy the rest of the week. And like I said, work is just
life.
Yeah, work and happens. Life finds a way. Well, in this case, life found a way to keep us pretty occupied. So, without further ado and everything, I mean, let's get right to it. What are we talking about today, Angela?
We are talking about pretty much one of the a top, anticipated movie of this franchise, also of the summer. Yeah. So I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about this one, but you know what? We will go ahead and talk about it. We are reviewing Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah. So 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. So Ryan, walk us through this one. I know it's a new cast.
Yeah.
Following up on the last one, I know we were kind of disappointed with the last one, the Dominion that came. Even though it was a reunion of the OG characters, what were your expectations going into it, and did this film Rebirth, did this meet up to your expectations?
So here's the thing. I with any Jurassic Park movie, because of the franchise, because of the endeavor, this is like the 7th film, I believe, 6th film. And, you go in with the expectation. You really do. Expectation of seeing dinosaurs on screen and really seeing something maybe a tad bit different than the originals, or maybe a tad bit different than the last movie. You tend to really go in with that mindset as far as watching these movies as a critic standpoint. But so did it meet my expectations? I'm gonna say no. I mean, so here's the thing. Did I like this movie? I'm gonna say I liked certain parts in the movie, and I'm gonna say this too. Was this the worst movie of the franchise? I don't know yet. I'm still debating on that. That's still like in my brain. I'm just like really contemplating that. I did not like this movie. I hate to say that, but here's the thing. Before I go into the negative side of this movie and do I go into my little fanatics, I'm gonna say the positive side, because there's a lot of positive, acting in here, a lot of positive emotion. Like you get to see a lot of animals come to life, the VFX, the emotion of the animals. I thought that was very, very done, very, very well. Of course, Scarlett Johansson. Everyone knows Scarlett Johansson. Jonathan Bailey. Everyone knows him from Wicked, and of course,
Mahershala Ali.
Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali. I just can't believe that he was actually in this movie before we could see him in Blade, because if Blade was announced before this, isn't that crazy? Blade was announced at Comic-Con before this movie was even announced, and then when this movie was announced, boom, you got casted. I was like, wow.
But still, we are waiting for that.
Wow.
So, but again,
it's never gonna happen. But yeah, so Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali, he does an outstanding performance that I really did enjoy towards the end of the film, and I really appreciate that. And I was sucked into his acting, just like Scarlett and Jonathan Bailey
and Rupert Friend.
Yeah, so I get that. But as far as like adding to the Jurassic Park franchise, I feel like it didn't. I felt like we're just gonna write this spin-off just because it makes so much money. It fucking does. It makes a lot of money. This movie's making a lot of money too, but we'll go into that towards the end of the review. But anyways, Angela, what did you think of this movie? Did you hate it as much as I did, or no, you liked it?
I liked it. But I think the question begs of, does this feel like a Jurassic Park movie? And for me, it didn't quite.
No.
I know they tried to tie it to the standing films and to, the original park and, to some of the previous ones. But I just felt like it wasn't a Jurassic Park movie. I don't know. It's just me. Nothing on the cast. I think the cast was phenomenal. ScarJo, Mahershala, Jonathan Bailey. I mean, they're all fantastic, right? Exceptional. Even the new faces that we see, Manuel Garcia Ruffalo, Luna Blaze, all of them. Yeah. Even the little girl, Audrina Miranda.
Oh man, she was great.
All of them.
She was great. I loved her.
They were great.
She was
the new faces were great. And again, I just don't think this holds up in the Jurassic Park realm, the franchise. Yeah. But not to say it's not a good movie, a dinosaur movie. Although I did want to see more dinosaurs and the big bad dinosaur, because usually every movie has a big bad dinosaur that's engineered. I wanted to see a little bit more of what it could do.
I didn't like the way it was engineered. It looked very stupid.
It kind of tried to be like maybe like Alien or the thing that
it was the head.
The thing that I would like to see, and I think there is a movie coming out like this, like a strict rated R.
That's what I said.
Horror dinosaur film. Like that would have been amazing. And of course, Jurassic Park really can't cross into that territory. You know, several reasons. Of course. But I feel like they try to kind of dip their toes in that, like to be a little bit different. Like Gareth Edwards try to kind of like a little bit. He's great. But like you can't go all the way in on a Jurassic Park movie. But again, I liked it for what it was.
Yeah.
I think some of the scenes with the dinosaurs are really cool, although you could completely tell it's CGI. You know, they don't do the animatronics anymore.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the movie for what it was. Now, was it the best movie in the franchise? No. Yeah. Was it the worst movie in the franchise? I don't think so. I think this has redeeming qualities from the last one, to be honest.
Okay.
Again, I don't think it fits quite into the realm of Jurassic Park as much as the other ones do, but I really liked it. I do encourage people to give it a try this summer.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's the thing, too, is that you really have to really like these movies. And essentially, I mean, look at the box office numbers. I mean, we'll talk about that. It's just people love seeing dinosaurs on the big screens. They do. They love seeing people get eaten by dinosaurs.
I think it's just the fascination with dinosaurs, like, because it's just so fascinating. You know, we will never ever see that in our lifetime. We have, you know, they died out millions of years ago, but I think it's just always been a fascinating subject for, you know, the general public, and I think it'd be really cool. I think it's also interesting that they kind of have to force the dinosaurs now, because of some of the previous movies, to live and coexist with humans. So I thought that was interesting how they wrote that into the movie.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm going to say this too is that another positive note was that they really, in the beginning of this film, you actually get of like a horror elements in here, and you get to see that a little bit, but like then it kind of and that's it, and then it's gone. It's gone. It doesn't come back in the movie.
It had some flashes of it, but again, it can't really, being a Jurassic Park movie, it can't completely dive headfirst into that. So they kind of try to like just a little crumb, just a little dippy toes. But yeah, I really think if we get, and I think we might get later on this year, a movie that's a completely horror dinosaur movie, that'd be great.
And essentially, it really tried to mimic that same first Jurassic Park, because we get to see the brontosaurus kind of like an altered version, if you will, because they kind of mix species. So like an altered version of the brontosaurus.
That's
so
cool.
I don't know. Like it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how I felt about it.
I mean, you could also, it does have questions of like, should humans be genetically altering?
Well, not that. I was more like mimicking the scene where John Hammond first took out in the first
again, like
Park
I said,
movie.
It has to.
Yeah. I feel like it was trying to mimic that.
It has to nod.
Yeah.
Put nods.
Yeah.
You know, nods.
And the music was there. Don't get me wrong. The music was there. You could tell the music was there. They used a lot of the original score. So
I think the score, certain parts were out of place. Like it was kind of forced to be in certain places. Not to say that the original score isn't great. I love the music.
Yeah.
But again, there was some little moments here and there, but overall it was a pretty solid film.
Yeah, and then a lot of it had to do with this, of course, what I really can I highlight it a little bit was they were under how do you call it, like underdeveloped characters between a few of them, and I was just like, what, like, and then a lot of times it just doesn't seem very smart from the history that we've learned with dinosaurs, right? It just I
mean, history repeats itself, right?
Yeah, I guess, but it just it didn't make sense, and I was just like, okay, whatever, and then it kind of tied it in together, just without spoiling it. So it's just very annoying whenever they bring about like unlogic of the history we've seen throughout the franchise. You know, they just like, oh yeah, we're just, you know, we're not like any other human. We're just gonna go into a full island of dinosaurs and try to survive, and that are more genetically.
It's for medicine.
It's for medicine. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, no, and then so I really wanted a little bit more. I wanted more horror elements, and I I just wanted something to tad bit touch up to the story of the original Jurassic Park, and I feel like that they really did not. The time lapse, the timestamp. It actually, so there's a scene at the beginning of this movie, and it kind of goes into like the city world. And it's very weird how the dinosaurs are just going like
they just have to coexist.
Yeah,
because
like it's just I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, because again we're from two different eras, humans and dinosaurs, and it's just not working obviously. So I did like how they kind of worked that into the film because it's kind of like how would we live with dinosaurs, like anyways, but overall, what would you recommend this film? What would you rate it?
So I'm gonna give this a rating of a 5 out of 10. I do recommend this because I feel like that every Jurassic Park fan is gonna go see this movie. Why wouldn't you? It was 4th of July weekend and everything. Why wouldn't you go see this movie? So I mean, obviously, I feel like everyone went to go see this film, and we'll talk about the numbers right now. But what was your rating?
I would recommend it 2, but I actually would give it a rating of 6 because again, I enjoyed it. I think it had fun moments. I mean, you get to see really cool dinosaur scenes. I loved the cast, all of them, and I think it was not too bad. Again, did it fit neatly into this franchise? Maybe not, but overall, I think it was a pretty good film, and I would encourage people to go see it, especially if you are a fan of Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, and then you better go see it because this coming week is Superman all day, baby. Superman all day. Superman. But speaking of numbers, let's talk about numbers. So, this movie globally, opening weekend globally, in its first 5 days, $318 million globally. Holy smacks. Domestically is 147, signaling a strong summer debut to start up the summer. Because honestly, I was trying to remember of a movie this summer that's really initiated the summer. Usually it's around May we get the like big numbers, but we hadn't gotten really too much of big numbers. I'm trying to think of the last movie that we had really big.
We had good films come out.
Like Sinners, but that's like early in the year. So that's why I'm just
F1,
like
Mission Impossible.
Oh, F1, that's what it was. Well, F1 was good. I mean, it's a really good movie. It's just number wise, like box office wise, it made really good as well. I heard about that too.
Mission Impossible also came out at the end of May, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Mission Impossible. But I don't know if it made. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Anyway, so the estimated budget, Universal officially reported $180 million for this budget.
Wow, so
but the Hollywood Reporter says it's closer to $225 million with marketing because they market the hell out of this thing.
They did.
So another another $40 million for marketing. This is definitely less than the previous film's opening weekend, but let's talk about. I could see this number really going up, though. I could see this number going up another weekend. Granted, Superman's coming out, but I could still see people really going to go see both movies. If they didn't catch Jurassic Park this weekend, they're gonna go see Superman this coming week.
Yeah,
so
I see. I feel like people are gonna continue showing up for Jurassic Park. Like I said, it was just opening weekend. They still have the whole weeks of summer. I know a lot of stuff's happened these past couple weeks, but I hope that people do, turn up for movies this summer, have fun, and stay safe. Our hearts go out to those affected by Kerrville and the surrounding counties. But I do hope that when people do have the chance that they do come and support their favorite movies, because we still have a lot of summer to go.
Oh yeah, 100%. Superman. That's all I'm thinking about right now this whole week. That's all I'm going to be thinking about. I cannot wait. I see it tomorrow. I'm so excited for that on Monday. Very, very excited for that. High expectations. Again, I'm going in with high expectations because this is the start of the DCU. Just like I thought this was a start of a new franchise, if you will. Or like, I knew it was a continuation of it. But let's be honest. Franchise. This movie's a franchise. This movie looks like it's going to do fantastic numbers here. Why wouldn't they do 2 more? Why wouldn't they announce that they have the same people come in who didn't get eaten, come back and do 2 more? Who wouldn't think that? That's all I'm saying. It's about money. It's about marketing. It's about how well they market this movie.
Do you think they'll ever stop making
Hell
Jurassic
no.
Park?
Hell no. These movies make so much freaking money. Like, I don't even, honestly, if it wasn't for Vin Diesel holding off on Fast and Furious as well, because these are holding off on it because they don't know what the fuck to do with that franchise.
That's
but because they keep saying they're going to do the last one, then it's just, whatever. Anyways, let's not talk about that Universal property. But going back to Jurassic Park, the whole franchise, it's been going on for so long. And
it's from the 90s, right?
Yeah, in the 90s. And it's such a beautiful film. We saw the first three. We saw the first one. I saw the second one. And we saw them all. And, those first three we always cherish. And of course, everyone always talks about the first one. And it's damn right honest. The first one should be in cinema, film class, film school, and all day, every day should be reconciled to be, this is the future. This is pure cinema artwork. And I just love the first one. The first time we get to see...
it's an iconic film.
Yeah, the first time we get to see, the raptors really in that
those scared
the kitchen scene. The kitchen where the kids are in the kitchen and he's all.
I think that you didn't even have to see them. I think just seeing the
shadows.
Not even. I think when they feed them, you have the little cow and the little belt being lowered in, that itself, you didn't have to show anything. You just show the bushes moving and make the sounds, and it was absolutely terrifying. But see,
that's the thing too, is that every single Jurassic Park movie we found something new about the dinosaurs. And this one, I feel like we didn't find nothing new. We just found that we human were just fucking with them. It was annoying.
You could argue
because Jurassic Park 3. Remember Jurassic Park 3? We get to find out the raptors can talk to each other, and we find out more about that.
You could argue that the thing you find out about dinosaurs is that there is something in their DNA that could potentially help humans.
True.
With medical breakthroughs.
Also, we found out
in
Jurassic World that they were already messing with. We've been messing with their DNA for a long time already. They've been filling in the DNA gaps. That's how we made nothing Jurassic. Even Jurassic World. Remember we saw the Jurassic World movie. He even said the doctor. He even said nothing. Everything's DNA. We replicate it, and we.
Well, that's what they say in the first one. Because remember, they have that DNA strand.
Yes.
That talks.
On
the tour.
I love that thing.
He's talking about how they fill in the holes of the DNA with existing animals, and that's what helps them produce the dinosaurs in the first one. I mean, they say it has a whole little tour. It's cute. Yeah. I forgot what they call the little DNA strand guy. But every film we found out something. So I feel like in this film, in the newest one, they filmed that the breakthrough is that their DNA contains something that could unlock potential to benefit human race. Yeah, and I think that's really interesting, really cool that they touched on.
Yeah, and Dr. Henry Wu, he's the chief. I'm
surprised. I wonder what happened to him.
Yeah, they really didn't. Again, they didn't touch up on his story.
I don't remember. Okay, to be fair, I don't remember Dominion, and I don't remember the last one before that too well. I refuse to watch the second one because I just cannot with honestly, the dinosaurs and the island, and I can't do that. I can't see that scene again. But I can't remember if they touched up on him in Dominion. So
yeah, I have to go back at that. But I would not be surprised if he opens up his own park. I'll say that.
Well, they were trying to, they had this facility operating and something was going on. So I like that they didn't really touch up on that. Maybe, like I said, if they do continue the Jurassic Park franchise, they will touch up on why that facility was there in the first place.
True.
Because they didn't.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of questions unanswered.
A lot, right? A lot. All right, guys. That's our box office. That was the ending. And but let's get right to it. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day, guys. We do recommend this movie, but let us know in the comments down below. What did y'all think of Jurassic Park Rebirth? Let us know in the comments down below. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela Dakadianj.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. See you at the movies. Latest.